Hi everyone, my name is Tia Osley, and today's training focuses on preparing for effective IEP meetings. Whether you are a new special education teacher, a paraprofessional, a general education teacher, or a district stakeholder, this presentation will guide you through your timelines, process, required documents, and best practices for supporting students with exceptionalities. So by the end of this training, you will feel confident in your role, understanding legal requirements, and you will know how to collaborate effectively with families and team members. So, what is an IEP? An IEP is much more than just a form. It pretty much serves as a legal requirement guide that outlines a student educational program. The IDEA describes it as a written statement developed for every child with a disability, and it explains that the services, the supports, and the accommodations, and also the goals that the student needs in order to succeed. And that was from the IDEA in 2004. And also, according to Batman and Klein, 2019, they emphasizes that each section of the IEP must be informed by accurate data and must clearly reflect the individual needs of the students. They also explain that the IEP functions as a foundation for all special education services. Pretty much the overall purpose of the IEP is to make sure that every student receives a free, appropriate public education, also known as the FAPE, which is one of the core requirements for IDEA. So the IEP meeting serves three main purposes. First, they ensure that we are legally compliant. Secondly, they provide the opportunity for the team to work together. And third, they allow for us to plan for each student's unique needs. These meetings gives us a chance to review a student's progress and decide what supports they may need to change. Research also shows that when teams collaborate effectively, students receive the appropriate services and supports. Therefore, these meetings are not just a requirement, they are the opportunity to create meaningful and personalized plans that truly help students succeed. There are three main types of IEP meetings. First type is the initial meeting, which takes place after a complete evaluation is determined if a student qualifies for special education services. The second type is the annual meeting, which is required by law and happens once a year. The third type of meeting is the amendment meeting, which allows for the team to make changes to the student's IEP without calling everyone back, as long as all members agree with what's going on. And then, although these meetings are different, every meeting must follow IDEA's collaborative approach. Every team member also has a voice, and everyone input is very important. So, preparation is key. Successful for a successful IEP meeting. We want to start early, often weeks ahead, gathering data and sharing draft plans. This gives family time to review, ask questions, and also provide input. Research shows that starting early reduces stress for families and build trust. When everyone comes prepared, families are true partners in the process and not just passive observers. So the IDEA clearly defines who must attend the IEP meeting. This includes the student's parents, a general education teacher, a special education teacher, a district representative, and anyone who can explain the evaluation results. The parents are also essential because they know their child the best and can share important insight and strengths, and also needs and home experiences that the child may have. The general education teacher can describe how the student is performing in the classroom and what supports may help. The special education teacher contributes expertise on the interventions, accommodations, and strategies that is tailored to the student's needs. And then the district representative ensures that the school has the resources and the authority to provide services. Anyone can interpret evaluation results that helps the team understand assessments and data. Each person brings a unique perspective, and if even one required member is missing, the meeting does not meet the legal requirements. So say for instance, if the parent is not there, it's not meeting the legal requirements. If the student is not there, it's not meeting the legal requirements. The same for like a special education teacher. Um, Also, every voice is important to make sure that the IEP is truly reflects the student needs and what the student goals are. So the data that is needed for an IEP, effective IEPs is built on reliable and comprehensive data. This includes academic tests and scores, records of behavior, observations of social and emotional development, and ongoing progress monitoring. Having this information allows us to create goals that can be measured and to choose supports that truly fit the student's needs. Our decisions should never be based on guesswork. Instead, we should use the data to make informed and objective choices that help the students succeed. So when we share progress with families, clarity is very crucial. Avoiding like jargon and using charts, graphs, or examples help make things more understandable. Um, Research also highlights that families are more engaged when information is clear and visual. It also shows like actual student work can help families see exactly what progress is looking like in real life. Some of the required documents that must be within the IEP meeting. So families need to receive like meeting notices, procedural safeguards, and clear written explanations of any decisions made about their child. Written prior notice, often called PWN. It is very important because it is required whenever the school suggests changes to services, um, or decide not to make a change. Giving these documents to families help them keep the process open to transparent and ensures that their rights are protected. It also helps them create a foundation for the meeting that is both collaborative and in compliance with the law. So providing families with documents to providing documents to the families before the meeting allows them to feel respected and also included in the process. Families can review information, prepare questions, and provide feedback. When preparation makes meeting more efficient and productive, research indicates that the early sharing of information strengthens trust and help families participate as true partners in decision making. And this is from Batman and Klein in 2019 also. Active family involvement is a central part in the IDEA. So schools can support families by offering interpreters, flexible schedules, virtual meeting options, and the ability to bring advocates. Study shows that when families feel included and supported, they are more likely to engage fully and contribute meaningful to the meeting. And this research is from Smith ETAL of 2021. So, we're collaborating and facilitating tips for all stakeholders. We're running an IEP meeting effectively. It depends on good facilitation, making sure that you are establishing clear guidelines at the start of the meeting. Also keeping the discussion focused on the student and also following a structured agenda to help meet the needs and stay organized and also productive. When a team works together and everyone has a chance to share their perspective, it reduces like misunderstanding, and it also helps the team become stronger and more informed as far as the decision making for the student. So, when speaking about virtual meetings, I talked about this when I talked about like making it easier for the parents. This is an option for that. Virtual meetings have become very common and can make it a lot easier for families to participate. It makes these meetings effective. It is also important to set clear expectations for technology, providing like a backup plan if the first option doesn't work out, and also use tools that allow everyone to share and view materials. The goal of the virtual meeting is the same as an in-person meeting. and every participant should be able to engage fully and contribute to the discussion. And that was said by Batman and Klein in 2019 also. So communication should not be like limited to the IEP meeting itself. When we are talking about like ongoing collaboration, even after the IEP meeting, um, it's very important that teachers use things like emails, parent portal, or digital monitoring systems, and also schedule check-ins throughout the year to help maintain ongoing collaboration. So even after, it doesn't stop at just the IEP meeting. This is collaboration even after the IEP meeting that still needs to happen. And then according to Smith, um, their research shows that regular communication strengthens partnerships with families and also support the student success. Families should be treated as partners throughout the year and not only attendees at one meeting. So these are my references. As you all have noticed that I've used information from Batman and Klein in 2019, from the IDEA of 2004, and then Smith and his other counterparts from 2021. This is the end of my discussion, and I thank you all for listening, and I hope that you've been able to take something from this meeting. Thank you.